Namaskar, good evening and a very warm welcome to Times Now's Election Yatra. We're joining you live from outside the Telangana Secretariat, the center of power in Telangana. In the Lok Sabha elections, the fact that the Congress party is in power in the state is going to be a crucial factor. Are the voters going to think of the fact that the Congress is in power, the guarantees are in place, we're going to be voting for the Congress, or will the Modi waves sweep through all the guarantees, the Modi guarantee versus the Congress guarantee or not? But in Telangana, remember, it may be a drubbing for the BRS in the recently held assembly elections, but they are waiting for a comeback. Is the Lok Sabha election going to be a surprise? The BRS says that the people are fed up of the BJP and the Congress party and are waiting to bring back the BRS. How is this three-cornered battle going to play out? That's going to be the biggest factor in Telangana. In Hyderabad, of course, is going to be a direct contest between the AIMIM's Asaduddin Owaisi versus BJP's Madhvi Lata. Who has an advantage? Asaduddin Owaisi has been an MP for 4 terms. Are people looking for a change, or is it going to be an easy victory for him? In Secunderabad, for the BJP is the Union Minister Kishan Reddy, a grassroots leader, state president of the BJP as well. So it's a very, very crucial battle. In this episode of Times Now's Election Yatra, we're going to be going around speaking to the candidates and the voters to get you the pulse on the ground. Join us on this show as we get you what's happening on the ground and which way the voters are going to go.
The Election Yatra is in Hyderabad, a constituency that has voted for a single party since the 1989 Lok Sabha elections. The AIMIM President Asaduddin Owaisi's father, Sultan Salahuddin Owaisi, was first selected as an MP from here in 1984 as an independent candidate, before he went on to win 5 more elections for the AIMIM. His son Asaduddin Owaisi has since taken over and has won 4 elections on the trot here in Hyderabad. In fact, Asaduddin Owaisi has comfortably weathered the Modi wave in the last 2 elections, securing a vote share of nearly 53% in 2014 and nearly 64% in 2019. Both times, the BJP came a distant second. But this time around, the BJP has fielded a firebrand Hindutva icon, Madhvi Lata, and hopes to wrest the constituency from the grip of Asaduddin Owaisi and the AIMIM.
In the scorching heat in Hyderabad, raising the pitch for the BJP, not just in Hyderabad but across Telangana, is the BJP's firebrand leader, classical dancer, entrepreneur, Ms. Madhvi Lata, who's joining us. Thank you so much. In fact, as we wait here, we're right outside the beautiful Golconda Fort. Here as well as we stand, there are people crowding all around us, waving to her as she speaks. Political entrant, but you've already made a mark in such a way that, you know, wherever you go, people know you. A word you say, people are waiting to hear it. How are you taking it? It looks like you're taking it all in your stride.
I would only want to say one thing, that right now we are in front of Golconda Fort, which is part of my constituency. And way back, this Golconda Fort was made out of mud, and it was Rani Rudramadevi, who was the queen here, I would say. So with all her energy and the boost that I have from the history, the whole purpose of standing in elections within this constituency is to give justice to the people here, which they have been deprived for the last 40 years.
So development is the main plank. There are many who also believe you're a Hindutva icon. And, do you feel that certain population within this constituency gets alienated when you say that? Or do you think this is a conspiracy by the opposition to portray you in such a way that all in the constituency don't feel that, you may represent them?
See, basically, I would want to tell that when it comes to elections, when it comes to voting, there shouldn't be the concept of religion at all. Every person, every individual who belongs to this nation is a citizen of this nation. I would want to remove the basic controversy of religion and let there be the thought process of development. Let there be a thought of uplifting the poor. Let there be a thought of uplifting the downtrodden. And let there be a thought process of uplifting Dalits, women, and Pasmanda. That's what is my basic intention and basic criteria, and the goal towards which I'm working is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas.
Okay. Your opponent, Owaisi, his family has been here for over 40 years. He is somebody who's well known in the constituency. He's looking for a 5th term. When he is asked questions about you, he always says, I don't want to talk about somebody who has just entered politics. BJP could not find anyone against me, so they've just found somebody new here. How would you respond to that?
See, a person who has no manifesto to talk about, a person who hasn't had any seriousness in all these 40 years to think about its own religion, where he says that he's the Messiah for them. He has never worked for their upliftment. He has never worked for Shias, he never worked for Bora community, he never worked for Agha community, he never worked for Pasmandas, he never worked for Ahmadiyas. He has never been working for any of these communities, even if he has to be called the Messiah for them. I would only say that how does it matter? Somebody is new to politics, somebody isn't new to politics. Should that be a criteria to enter into politics? Then 40 years back, somebody else can say to him also, right, you're new to politics. I'm surprised a barrister has that kind of an answers with him.
Exclusive interview with Times Now. Prime Minister Modi has spoken about the Muslim community. This is amid a time when the Congress party has been saying there's hate politics by the BJP. In the interview, the Prime Minister says that my appeal is to the Muslim community. You have not benefited when the Congress was in power for so many years. Don't look at the this kind of propaganda that the Congress is doing. Vote for your own development. He in fact spoke of Saudi Arabia, said yoga has been accepted there. Why is it that in India the people say that it's anti-Muslim? So that's the appeal that the Prime Minister has given.
See, Hana, Prime Minister, when he says something, he says so perfect. आप बताइए, देश जैसे सऊदी अरेबिया, वो भी तो इस्लाम देश है, कितना तरक्की करके आगे निकल गए. दुबई इस्लाम देश है, कितना तरक्की कर कर आगे निकल गए. 40 सालों में आप बताइए, जब 40 साल का मौका किसी को मिलता है, इसको तो एक दुबई का जैसा बनाना था ना, है नहीं बात सही? इसको भी एक सऊदी अरेबिया का जैसा बनाना था. ये ना वैसा बन पाया, ना एक बॉम्बे बन पाया, ना दिल्ली बन पाया. एक इतना तो कहाँ, गच्चीबौली तक नहीं बन पाए वो लोग. दे शुड हैव मेड इट लाइक इट इज जुबलीज बनाना चाहिए था. आप बताओ, आप किराए के घर से आकर आप तो अंबानी बन गए. असदुद्दीन किराए के घर से निकलकर असदुद्दीन बन गए. इतने बड़े क्या बोलते हैं ना, अमीर आदमी बन गया. पसमंदा तो पसमंदा ही रह गया ना. ऑटो वाला, रिक्शा वाला भी बन गया. पूछिए क्यों? लास्ट 3 मंथ्स जब रेवंत रेड्डी जी ने फ्री टिकट अनाउंस करे, कितने सारे ऑटो वालों का धंधा बंद हो गया. बिकॉज फ्री टिकट मिला, लोग फ्री टिकट चढ़ गए. और यहाँ पे 85% के लोग ऑटो चलाते हैं. अब बताइए ऑटो वाला कैसा चलाना ऑटो जब आप फ्री टिकट डिक्लेयर करते हो? यू शुड आर नॉट सपोज टू डू दैट. उससे ज्यादा आप रेशन दे दो. 10 साल से रेशन कार्ड नहीं बने यहाँ पर लोगों का. व्हाई डू यू वांट टू गिव फ्री टिकट? यू गिव देम रेशन कार्ड्स. व्हेन यू गिव रेशन कार्ड्स, अ वुमन इज बेनिफिटेड. आप रेशन कार्ड से औरत को ही तो फायदा होता है, घर बच्चों को उन्हें खाना दे सकती है. रिक्शा वाला ही रह गया. तो फल लेके जाने वाला जो बंडी पे लेके जाता, उसका जीवन वही रह गया, कर्जों में रह गया उसका जीवन. आपको उन बस्तियों में जाना चाहिए सच पता लगाने के लिए. वो है सच.
आपने रेवंत रेड्डी की बात की. आई वांट टू आस्क यू, रेवंत रेड्डी recently has said that Prime Minister Modi will meet the fate of the Nizams of Hyderabad and the Razakars if he continues to target me.
See, this is a very open and a very terrorist kind of an attack on Modi ji. आप ये कहना चाह रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी के प्रति, जो कितने सारे गैस सिलेंडर्स दिए हैं गरीब लोगों को, घर दिए हैं, राशन दिए हैं, वो लोग यहाँ पे आने नहीं देते. आप प्रोबेबली लोगों को ये बात जानना चाहिए. तकरीबन 2 लाख करोड़ सेंटर से स्टेट को आया. 2 लाख करोड़ रुपए सेंटर से स्टेट को आया. कहाँ गए पैसे? कहाँ गए पैसे? बोलते तक नहीं गरीबों को, इतने पैसे हमको सेंटर से आए. यही तो यहाँ का प्रॉब्लम है. एट द सेम टाइम इफ रेवंत रेड्डी जी वांट्स टू टॉक, क्या हम चुप बैठेंगे? अगर ये लोग रजाकारों के जैसे, निजामों के जैसे बर्ताव करेंगे, तो हम सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल के जैसे भी बर्ताव कर सकते हैं.
Rahul Gandhi has made a comment. I would please like to invite you to our election yatra. We, as we go across the constituencies, a few comments that Rahul Gandhi has spoken as well. क्या बोल रहे हैं?
हाँ, मैं अजीत ऑटो चलाता. मैं उसके सीएम के सीट के वास्ते फ्री कर डाला, सीट पे बैठ गया. हमारे जैसा वाला फाइनेंस ऑटो बनना, घर चलना, मेरा ये गांव नहीं होता. मेरा आंध्र प्रदेश आके 20 साल होता है. गला पकड़ के मारना उन आज 6 फ्री बोलिया राहुल आकर हर एक 6 बोलता एमपी सीट के बाद में हर एक 3 बोलता। अब हमारा फाइनेंस ऑटो चलाना फाइनेंस चलना घर का किराया करना हर एक आया तो ऐसे ही छोड़ा। गरीब को भी देखना ना मैडम। अब धूप से बढ़े तो रोज 500 रुपये नहीं आ रहे।
All right. So, many of the voters also speaking about the benefits that they have not received. And like we mentioned, everywhere we go, we are seeing a lot of voters who come along trying to speak to Madhvi Lata ji as well, and the support that she has been getting across while we just stepped out from here and started walking along here. The love that you're getting from the people that you're seeing here as well, amid the talk between, Muslim community will never accept you. Realistically, do you see, voters seeing that, we have been used as a vote bank only and let me vote for development? Do you realistically see that change happening?
मैं एक की बात बताती हूँ आपको। भारत देश में इतने सारे सच्चे मुसलमान हैं जो इस देश को प्यार करते हैं। मेरे हिसाब से चाहे वो हिंदू हो या मुसलमान हो, अमन चाहता है, तरक्की चाहता है, बच्चों को आगे बढ़ने का एक ख्वाब देखता है। किसी को भी लड़ाई झगड़ा नहीं चाहिए, किसी को नहीं चाहिए। कोई इंसान ये नहीं चाहता मुझे लड़ाई झगड़ा चाहिए। हर इंसान यही चाहता है भाई मैं शांति से रहूं, 2 पैसे कमाऊं, रोजी रोटी निकले, मेरे बच्चे अच्छी पढ़ाई करें। मेरा जिंदगी मेरे बच्चों को नहीं होना, मेरे बच्चे तरक्की करना। हर माता, हर पिता, हर माँ बाप यही सोचते हैं। इसके लिए मैं काम करने आई हूँ। ये बात जो एक सच्चा मुसलमान, एक सच्चा हिंदू समझता है तो वो मेरे को वोट डालेगा। लेकिन जो वो समझता है नहीं भाई हमको ऐसे ही मरना है, ऐसे ही हम लोगों को रहना है, लड़ाई झगड़ा में ही पढ़ना है, हम लोगों को तरक्की नहीं करना है, भड़काऊ भाषण में आना है, जो हिंदू मुसलमान वो सोचता है वो किसी और को वोट डालता है। जिसको तरक्की चाहिए वो मोदी जी को अपना लेंगे, कंवल को अपना लेंगे, हमें वोट देंगे बस।
Right, so outside the beautiful Golconda fort where we've spoken about the Kakatiya dynasty as well, doing a lot of work, people full of buses waving to Madhvi Lata ji everywhere as we are walking. These are the sights that we've been witnessing as well. When we speak of the community, the Muslim community here who see you as a Hindutva leader, very quickly in 5 points, if you can tell us what is your message to them if you are elected to power, what do you bring for them to change their life for the better?
I would say a barrister who is the head of AMIM party and who has been MP for 40 years, who didn't have a manifesto. I would say that this time I'm going to come up with a womanifesto. We're going to have 5 strong points. We're going to give educated youth jobs in Hyderabad Parliament place for all those educated youth irrespective of Hindu, Muslim, caste, gender. Second, we are going to get all those uneducated women, we're going to get them skill development done, यानी कि हम हुनर देंगे उनको, and once they are perfect, we are going to help them. Now third, we are going to give pakka houses for all those Dalits, SC, ST, OBC and Pasmanda and Garib. Number 4, we are going to also ensure there are basti dabakanas so that the poor would not suffer getting the right treatment at the right time. Last but not the least, we are going to get free education, English education, whether it is through state government schools or whether it is through central government schools. We are going to get free education for all poor and pasmanda children of my constituency.
Okay, all right. And Rahul Gandhi saying the Prime Minister is going to cry very soon because the BJP is nervous. Your response?
Yeah, definitely tears would come in the eyes of my Pradhan Mantri because of overwhelming happiness. आनंद भाष्प जो गलते हैं ना, जो खुशी के आंसू होते हैं ना, वो आएंगे हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी को। राहुल गांधी को ये भी नहीं पता कि जब आनंद ज्यादा हो जाता है तभी भी आंसू टपकते हैं। तो रोने का जो हारने का आंसू राहुल के पास, जीतने के जो बूंद है, मोती के बूंद, वो हमारे मोदी जी को है।
Right, on that note, we wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us and all the best for your campaign as well. We go across the constituency as well, speaking to the voters and get you the pulse and the mood on the ground.
I'm
BJP's Madhavi Lata believes Asaduddin Owaisi and his family have only misled the Muslims across the country. But in this constituency, the Muslim vote plays a critical factor. The Muslims form a major chunk of the vote base here in Hyderabad with up to 59% voters, meaning their vote remains crucial in deciding who could be the next Hyderabad MP. So are the people of Hyderabad happy with Asaduddin Owaisi, or are they looking for a change?
We're outside the Golconda Fort in the scorching heat. For some respite, let's go towards this sugarcane shop. We'll also speak to a few people and find out what's the mood on ground. What is it that the voters think when they cast their vote? आप लोग यहाँ पे वोटर हैं, जब आप वोट करती हैं तो आप क्या सोच के वोट करती हैं?
कुछ अच्छा होने के लिए सोचते
अच्छा होने के लिए। यहाँ पे इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में जो डेवलपमेंट हुआ है उससे खुश हैं आप?
जी हाँ, खुश है।
अच्छा, खुश है। यहाँ लेकिन सरकार कांग्रेस की है, तो AIMIM ने अच्छा काम किया है कि कांग्रेस ने अच्छा किया है कि आप बीजेपी कुछ चेंज चाहते हैं सेंटर में?
हम लोग तो EMI के लिए अच्छा चाहेंगे।
AIMIM अच्छा किया है
जी हाँ।
ओवैसी जी ने अच्छा काम किया
जी
है?
हाँ, बहुत अच्छा काम करे। बहुत
उनको
support करे।
कांग्रेस और बीजेपी से कोई टक्कर है?
पता नहीं हो तो
नहीं, आपको लगता है?
जी नहीं।
नहीं। आपको क्या लग रहा है, कैसा लहर दिख रहा है पूरे देश में?
मोदी लहरी है देश में, और मोदी लाना जरूरी है, क्योंकि देश चलाना है तो मोदी लाना ही है, और 400 पार हैदराबाद से होना चाहिए।
हैदराबाद में आपको आपने यहाँ पे देखा, यहाँ पे AIMIM बहुत स्ट्रांग है, ऑलमोस्ट 40 साल से AIMIM है। इस बार आपको लगता है माधवी लता है बीजेपी से, उनका कुछ इम्पैक्ट होगा, या आपको लगता है कि कांग्रेस भी की सरकार है उसका भी कुछ इम्पैक्ट है?
माधवी लता जी खड़े रहने से ना MIM गिरेगा, और माधवी लता आने वाली है, क्योंकि मोदी जी की तरफ देख के सब मतदान करते हैं, और 400+ होने के लिए यहाँ से स्टार्ट होना बहुत जरूरी है। और MIM का वोटिंग है वो बाकी बोगस वोटिंग ज्यादा है, वो तो इसकी वजह से अभी इलेक्शन कमीशन ने बाकी नोट निकाल दिया है वोटिंग, तो माधवी लता जी चुन के जरूर आएगी यहाँ से।
अच्छा, ठीक है, तो इस बार एक बदलाव आएगा। आप लोग यहाँ से, आप लोगों को क्या लगता है कि यहाँ पे AIMIM ने अच्छा काम किया है?
MIM का बहुत अच्छा काम है, 40 साल से हुकूमत है का MIM की। यहाँ पर हर नाले बन रहे हैं, यहाँ पर रोडा बन रहे हैं, लाइट का अच्छा है, जो है ना पूरे फैसिलिटीज अच्छे हैं MIM के यहाँ पर।
अच्छा, यहाँ पे कांग्रेस सरकार है, आपको लगता है गारंटी की वजह से इनको कुछ चैलेंज हो सकता है?
कांग्रेस पार्टी तो कुछ भी नहीं है अभी, तो कांग्रेस पार्टी जहाँ पर है मौजूद वहीं पर है। अभी कांग्रेस तो इधर MIM के एरिया से नहीं आएगी।
तो यहाँ पे बीजेपी की माधवी लता है, उनका क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा? बीजेपी यहाँ आ सकती है?
उनको कोई पहचानता ही नहीं है, तो कहाँ से आएंगे वो? उन्होंने क्या करे यहाँ पर बताइए आप लोग? कुछ नहीं करे यहाँ पर, कोई भी नहीं पहचाना उनको। एक लड़का नहीं पहचाना, छोटा जो 10 साल का लड़का होता है ना, वो लड़का तक नहीं पहचानता उनको, तो कहाँ से होगा बोलो?
अच्छा, बीजेपी ये बोल रही है कि AIMIM और कांग्रेस ने जो मुस्लिम समाज है उनको एक वोट बैंक की तरह यूज किया है, उनके डेवलपमेंट के लिए कुछ नहीं किया है। आपको क्या लगता है?
MIM पार्टी किसी को जैसा कि अल्लाह के नाम पे वोट दियो बोलकर नहीं मांगी। बीजेपी तो भी मांग रही है भगवान के नाम पे वोट दियो, चंदा नहीं मांग रहे ना, ये चंदा होता है, चंदा नहीं मांगना किसी से, भीख मांग रहे हैं क्या? भगवान के नाम पे मेरे को वोट दियो, बीजेपी मांग रही है, तो अपने को क्या करना है? हक पे वोट देना है, जो काम करा रहे हैं उनको वोट देने का है अपने को।
तो AIMIM ने अच्छा काम किया है, ओवैसी ने
हर जगह काम हो रहा है। देखिए अब डेवलपमेंट नहीं था गोलकुंडे में, जब आज से 40 साल पहले 10 से 12 घर थे, अभी कितनी आबादी है? पूरी ओल्ड सिटी में आबादी है, तो जो है ना डेवलपमेंट ने तो क्या है।
अच्छा, तो ओवैसी का क्या पसंद है? अच्छा काम करते हैं, अच्छा बात करते हैं, कि सब लोगों से मिलते जुलते हैं? क्या है?
मिलते जुलते हैं, सब लोगों से मिलते जुलते हैं, सबसे मिलते हैं। परसों भी आए थे, पूरा पैदल दौरा हुआ, हर आदमी से मिलकर गए हैं, किसी से कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। क्यों बोलो सपोर्ट क्यों कर रही पब्लिक? अच्छा काम करने से ही सपोर्ट करती, नहीं तो क्यों सपोर्ट करेंगे बताइए?
ठीक है, आपको क्या लगता है?
जी मेरी भी राय यही है कि हम ओवैसी को वोट देंगे, बस
ओवैसी को वोट देंगे। उन्होंने यहाँ पे अच्छा काम किया है कि आपको लगता है कि यहाँ पे जो पॉपुलेशन है उनका वो अच्छा ख्याल रखती है? क्या सोच के वोट देंगे?
बिल्कुल के जैसे कि हर काम से पहले कुछ आ जाते हैं लोग, उसी तरह हम वोटिंग के टाइम पर भी आप लोग आएंगे, हमें दो हमें दो हमें दो वोट दो बोलेंगे।
तो बीजेपी या कांग्रेस यहाँ आएगी?
लगता है, मेरे तो बस में नहीं है।
नहीं लगता है आपको? अच्छा, ठीक है। आपको क्या लगता है कि यहाँ पे AIMIM स्ट्रांग है? क्या लगता है आपको?
MIM यहाँ पे स्ट्रांग है मैम, और सबसे बड़ी बात है, एक तो मैं बाहर का रहने वाला हूँ, फिर भी मैं यहाँ रह रहा हूँ, अभी पिछले 1 साल से रह रहा हूँ, और उनकी जो एक्टिविटी है पार्टी की, उनके जो पार्टी के लीडर्स हैं और जमीनी ग्राउंड जो लीडर हैं, उनमें देखता हूँ कि मिलनसार बहुत हैं। अभी आपने थोड़ी देर पहले देखा कि बीजेपी के कैंडिडेट आए हुए थे, जो कि पार्टी 400 सीट का दावा करती है, उस पार्टी के कैंडिडेट एमपी कैंडिडेट के पीछे 40 आदमी नहीं थे। तो इससे आपको खुद समझ में आ गया होगा कि उस पार्टी की यहाँ पे क्या वैल्यू है।
तो आप ओवैसी ने जो काम किया है उससे खुश हैं? यहाँ पे जो आपने किया है वो यहाँ पे आते हैं लोगों से मिलने के लिए?
हाँ, उनके पार्टी के लीडर कल शाम 4 बजे हमारे यहीं पे खड़े थे।
अच्छा।
और अच्छा 1-1.5 घंटा उन्होंने टाइम दिया।
डेवलपमेंट किया है।
हाँ, बिल्कुल किया है।
बीजेपी कहती है कि एआईएमआईएम और जो कांग्रेस है वो मुस्लिम समाज को बस वोट बैंक की तरह देखती है, उनके डेवलपमेंट के लिए कुछ काम नहीं किया है। उनको क्या उत्तर देंगे?
देखिए, जहाँ तक कि मैं कांग्रेस को जानता हूँ, हमारे बाप दादा ही कांग्रेसी रह चुके हैं, तो कांग्रेस को बदनाम करने के लिए और ये जातिवाद, सबसे ज्यादा जातिवाद को उठाने के लिए बीजेपी सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा जातिवाद है।
तो यहाँ पे आपने कहा कि आपकी पूरी फैमिली कांग्रेस से थी, उनको सपोर्ट किया है, यहाँ पे आप एआईएमआईएम क्यों कह रहे हैं, कांग्रेस क्यों नहीं?
क्योंकि यहाँ कांग्रेस की नींव कमजोर हो चुकी है और एमआईएम 1927 में, हैदराबाद में 1927 में अपनी पार्टी की स्थापना की थी और 97 ईयर से उन्होंने हैदराबाद के लिए काम किया, इसलिए मैं हैदराबाद में एमआईएम के साथ हूँ।
ठीक है, यहाँ पे सरकार कांग्रेस पार्टी की है, आपको क्या लगता है कौन सी पार्टी अच्छा काम करती है? आप जब वोट करेंगे तो क्या सोच के वोट करेंगे?
एमआईएम को करेंगे मैडम,
MIM को
जी
करेंगे।
काम के हिसाब से करेंगे वो।
अच्छा, क्या अच्छा काम किया है?
हाँ, डेवलपमेंट बहुत हुआ ना मैडम इधर।
डेवलपमेंट हुआ है। यहाँ पे अभी कांग्रेस भी है और बीजेपी भी है, तो ट्रायंगुलर फाइट होगा कि ओवैसी जी के लिए बहुत इजी रहेगा?
ओवैसी जी के लिए इजी रहेगा बराबर, अभी नहीं और 10 साल तक इजी रहेगा, 100 साल तक भी इजी रहेगा। वो रहेगा तो
ऐसा क्यों
होगा, बराबर काम कर रहे हैं ना मैडम, वो लोग काम कर रहे हैं, अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, हम लोग को सहूलत है।
हाँ।
कोई चीज रहा तो प्रॉब्लम रहा तो लीडर्स वगैरह को बोलो तो प्रॉब्लम भी हल हो जाता।
तो यहाँ सेंटर में बीजेपी है, आपको लगता है कि देश में 10 साल में अच्छा काम हुआ है कि जब आप वोट करेंगे तो हैदराबाद का सोच कर वोट करेंगे?
देश के लिए वोट करेंगे मैडम, देश के लिए तो कुछ अच्छा काम नहीं हुआ है, हर चीज के ऊपर रेट बढ़ चुके हैं, सैलरीज कम हो चुकी है, तो कांग्रेस को देखेंगे, एमआईएम को करेंगे वोट।
Let's also find out from a few others as well. They say that AIMIM is extremely strong here. Let's go around speaking to a few others as well and find out what they think. Voting in a few days, what are the key issues for them that they'll be voting for? Is it development that they'll be voting for? That's the question. आप जब वोट करेंगे तो क्या सोच के वोट डालते हैं? डेवलपमेंट, यहाँ के चेंज या देश के सोच के करते हैं? यहाँ का। यहाँ पे कौन सी पार्टी अच्छा काम कर रही है कि आपको लगता है 3 कॉर्नर कॉर्टेज है, कांग्रेस, एआईएमआईएम और बीजेपी? एमआईएम अच्छा काम कर रही है। क्या ओवैसी ने अच्छा काम किया है?
ठीक है, क्या करे
और कुछ टक्कर होगा उनको बीजेपी कांग्रेस की वजह से?
होगा, एमआईएम
ही आएगा, कोई नो क्वेश्चंस। ओके, आपको क्या लगता है?
एमआईएम।
ऐसा क्यों, उन्होंने अच्छा काम किया है? यहाँ पे स्टेट में कांग्रेस पार्टी भी है।
असदुद्दीन अवैसी बहुत अच्छे लीडर है हिंदुस्तान के, बेस्ट, और दलित और हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख सबको लेकर चल रहे। हाँ, वो चाहिए हमको हिंदुस्तान में। हिंदुस्तान में क्या है, तरक्की चाहिए, दुनिया का महंगा हो गया हर चीज। हमको असदुद्दीन अवैसी क्या है, सबको लेकर चलते, दलित हिंदू मुस्लिम पूरों को, ऐसा लीडर चाहिए हमें।
अच्छा, तो आप कह रहे हो ऐसी चाहिए क्योंकि वो सबको साथ में लेके चलते हैं, कुछ डिवाइड कुछ वैसा नहीं चाहिए यहाँ पे?
सबको साथ लेकर, बेस्ट लीडर ऑफ इंडिया।
बेस्ट लीडर ऑफ इंडिया ओवैसी। ओके, थैंक यू। यहाँ पे कौन सी पार्टी ने अच्छा काम किया है? जब आप वोट डालते हैं क्या सोच के डालते हैं वोट?
एमआईएम।
ऐसा क्यों?
40 साल से लोग हुकूमत कर रहे हैं, मतलब पार्टी है उनकी।
हाँ।
और हम लोग को सपोर्ट उनका बहुत सारा है, बिजनेस में है, अच्छे में है, सब में है, बस यही है। और
अच्छा, तो एमआईएम ही अच्छा काम।
एमआईएम
अभी इस बार कांग्रेस की सरकार है यहाँ तेलंगाना में, और हम देख रहे हैं कि बीजेपी की माधवी लता है यहाँ पे, इस बार सेंटर में भी बीजेपी है, उससे कुछ इम्पैक्ट
कौन पहचानता मैडम उनको? हमें खुद यहाँ हमारी दुकान के सामने खड़े हुए 1 घंटा आधा घंटा पहचाने नहीं, हम
नहीं जानते आप?
नहीं जानते हैं।
तो अभी देश में मोदी जी 10 साल से वैसा बदलाव चाहते हैं कि यहाँ एआईएमआईएम अच्छे हैं तो वो देख के वोट
ये हमारा पार्टी चाहिए, हमारा
यहाँ अच्छा काम कर रही है।
अच्छा काम
कर रही है।
तो हमारे लिए तो हम 40 साल से जो है ना देख रहे हैं, एमआईएम पार्टी जो है ना हमारे हर किसी के लिए बेहतरीन काम करते आ रही है।
हाँ। अच्छा काम कर रही है।
अच्छा काम कर रही है हर एक के लिए।
ओवैसी जी 4 बार से हैं, 5th टाइम भी आएंगे वही?
5th टाइम भी आएंगे इंशाल्लाह, अगर हम चाहे तो, हमारी औलाद भी चाहे तो 10 टाइम भी आएंगे।
अच्छा।
जी हाँ।
ऐसा क्यों, क्या काम किया?
क्यों कहते हैं बोले तो हर किसी के लिए जो है ना कोऑपरेट करते हैं, हर किसी को हेल्प करते हैं। अब कुछ लोग जो रहते हैं इनको बदनाम करते हैं कि नो ऐसा है वैसा है बोलते हैं।
So that's a word from here as we speak to people around here. Let's also go to other areas within Hyderabad Lok Sabha constituency as well and find out what the voters think.
The stage is set for a fiery battle in Hyderabad as the BJP looks to secure its first ever victory in this constituency. But can they dislodge Asaduddin Owaisi from his home turf?
outside the University of Hyderabad campus, 8 years ago, there were massive protests that had taken place here after the tragic suicide of the PhD student Rohit Vemula. Now the case has been reopened, or the old wounds have been reopened with a closure report that has been filed by the Telangana government. The Telangana police saying not around the circumstances of the death of Rohit Vemula, but about the caste, saying that he was worried about his caste coming out in the open, and that's the reason why he took the extreme step. Does the issue still hold good? What do the students from the university think about the closure report that has come in so close to the elections? These are the questions we're going to be speaking to the students here who are joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. The closure report on Rohit Vemula case has come out now. What do you think of the timing? You're a student at the university. Is that still an issue that's discussed with the students?
Definitely. I mean, the Rohit Vemula movement is actually the one which like people like me from marginalized communities got inspired, and they realized that it is very important to come into higher education institutions. So and with that only, even today, like as we saw when the report came out, in all central universities and IIT, students have come to protest against the report that the Telangana police have filed.
It is the Congress government that is in power here. It was the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi had also said that he is with the family. The family members had also walked with Rahul Gandhi in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. So what do you think went wrong?
Even we were shocked when report was out. All these days we were in some positive note, because all of our senior cadre were every month going to courts and following up with all the issues. And we were shocked when the report was out, and we were clueless. For us, they said that this report was formed way before, and then it was out. Even though we don't know the what of politics which went behind releasing that notice and all. But after that, I'm sure that they might have shocked, because in the we are able to convey the message that no one in the university hasn't forgot about Rohit Vemula. You might think that it's been 8 years and it's now we can release some report with some falsification and all, and people will accept it. So as you can all see, nobody has forgot about Rohit Vemula. Rohit Vemula is not just an incident that happened 8 years ago or something. Rohit Vemula is an ideology, and is an inspiration for a lot of people like us who are coming to institutions from these marginalized communities.
Okay, so it's been 8 years. You're saying, he was a student of the university, but it's not about that one student. It's a much bigger issue, and students identify with it, because it was not just about him. It was about the injustice that he had been facing. But what do you think happened, and why is it that the closure report, do you think it focuses more on the reason for his suicide rather than the circumstances around it?
No, it's nothing new. It is nothing but whenever there is someone coming from these marginalized communities, someone who are fighting for their own rights, someone who are asserting them so nicely, it has been historically happened. They somehow come on to target on this one aspect, and they somehow try to neutralize the situation to target. And it's not something new, and we were not something shocked. This is the one just after the incident. This has been circulated in all the, all the social media accounts through this ABVP and all. And the nice thing that is, like, it's nothing but they just took all these pamphlets circulated by these ABVP, these RSS groups here, and then they just put it on the report in the almost 30 pages. This team has given the permission to investigate into the perpetrators, but then somehow they spend all 30 pages of report dwelling into the caste of Rohit Vemula, which is not even their concerned area, which is still in this collectorate of Guntur.
Okay. So. But, it's a Congress government that is in power here. When you say that it is all politics around it, the timing of it, it is a Congress government that's in power here. It was a Congress that back then said that we are with the family. It is their government in power. Even if this was a probe that was done before, after the family members went, why is it that only then a re-investigation has been ordered?
Yeah. So actually the report submitted to the court in November, now before the November month, which means that BRS is the power in this Telangana state. So as we all know that the BRS is very much soft support to the NDA government in the central. So even in the assembly, the KCR didn't speak about the Rohit Vemula, even though this Hyderabad Central University situated in Hyderabad, very near to the assembly. He never spoke about this much of big kind of movement is happening in the university. He never talked about his Dalit identity. So he's never concerned about these things. So he's much more concerned as affiliated with the NDA politics. So during his tenure only this report came. So after that we along with all our organization and some professors, we went to the CM Revant Reddy's house and we spoke with him. So CM sir agreed to make the justice for Rohit Vemula in the coming days, and again the BJP, the Telangana government is about to make the again the petition in the High Court. When the High Court approves, they will again start the fresh reinvestigation with properly.
Okay, but is there anger that why was this closure report even given? Because it's your government in power. How is it that the closure report could have been submitted without it even being checked? Because like we've been mentioning, there isn't a lot of anger that the whole investigation seems to be revolving around whether he didn't want to reveal his caste, not about the circumstances around it and not on the accused in the case. Yeah,
see, when we closely observed the report, so it's whatever this the ABVP and BJP and RSS agenda, what is narrative they produced during the Rohit Vemula movement. So the same thing has been rephrased in the 60 pages report. So what in the report they have saying he's questioning his identity and they are also questioning his academic merit. So how a scholar is possible to getting the JRF in two streams, both in sciences and social sciences. So getting one fellowship is a problematic thing, but he clearing the two things. But they are trying to deviate the issue, so that's why they want to bring different things in this case.
Okay, so is it about identity politics? Is it about in the campuses that we are seeing protests that took place then? Is this the verdict that has come out or the closure report that has been filed? What is the impact that is going to have in the campuses? What do you think?
No, immediately after the closure report, we have seen uproar from every central university across the country. Yeah. It means that Rohit Vemula has not been forgotten by any central university, and he will be remembered, and people and especially students will fight till Rohit Vemula and his mother and other 4 socially boycotted students get the justice.
So who is the anger against? Is it the BRS government that was there before? It is the Congress government that's there currently, or is it the BJP that is in the central government?
No, it is against the BRS and the BJP, somehow to the Congress also, because ultimately it has come in their regime. The report has come in their regime. But mostly and majorly it is about the Bharatiya Janata Party, who has been clearly and involved in the demise of Rohit Vemula, because then HRD Minister Smriti Irani has sent continuous letters to the university, and the university has discussed it in a executive council that what kind of a punishment should be given in that, and accordingly university has acted on the basis of the Bandaru Dattatreya and Smriti Irani, and it is because their ideology does not match with the Dalit Bahujan's ideology, and Dalit Bahujan ideology contests the ideology of RSS and BJP. So they don't want our people to raise their voices, so that's why they wanted to clamp down our voices.
Okay, as somebody who will be voting, the voters, the first time voters as well, the students, is it an issue that you're going to be thinking of when you cast your vote?
First of all, I would like to point out that Rohit is not the first person who committed suicide on the campuses, and he's not the first Dalit who victimized on campuses. There are so many Dalits who victimized and who committed suicides on the campuses. Rohit became a political point between Congress and BJP, if you see clearly, because everyone is pointing out they're showing their pseudo support towards Dalit. Of course, for the votes, they should not think that Dalits are the vote bank. If they want to show their support, the time had come to prove the Congress. This is the time to act. Congress should show some empathy towards Dalit. They should.
So who do you think think is using Dalits as a vote bank and only as a political issue and not doing enough about it? Is the anger towards the Congress because it's their government in power, or do you think all parties are equally guilty of this?
Of course, majorly BJP is contributing this guilty. They are actual culprits. Of course, this will go to this same amount of guilty will go to all the parties.
Okay, all parties are responsible. What do you think? If you have to point your fingers at the any government in power or any of the leaders in power, who would it be, and what is the kind of anger that the students feel about the closure report that has now come in after a long wait of 8 years?
मैं हिंदी में बात करूंगा। जैसे आपको पता है 8 साल के बाद में एक रिपोर्ट आया है जिसके अंदर वन साइडेड इन्वेस्टिगेशन हुआ है। जो एबीवीपी सुशील कुमार था और जो लोग उसमें लोग थे, वीसी अप्पा राव, उनसे हटके जो लोग इसमें इन्वॉल्व थे, उनको लेकर जिस तरह से एक तरह का रिपोर्ट और जो उनका कंसर्न था उसमें रखा गया, और जिस तरह से अदर ग्रुप था रोहित वेमुला के साथ में जो और भी 5 स्कॉलर थे, जो उन लोगों ने उस वक्त में जिस तरह से उनके साथ हरासमेंट हुआ था, जिस तरह उनके साथ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हुआ था, उन चीज का कुछ भी उस रिपोर्ट के अंदर प्रेजेंट नहीं किया गया। जो 60 पेज का रिपोर्ट था, उस रिपोर्ट के अंदर 40 पेज सिर्फ रोहित वेमुला के कास्ट को लेकर डिस्कशन किया गया। जो बाकी कंसर्न था, जो बाकी रोहित जिस तरह से एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से, जिस तरह से अप्पा राव की तरफ से एक डिस्क्रिमिनेशन किया गया था, उसके ऊपर कोई भी पुलिस अपना उसमें रिमार्क और कोई भी अपना उसमें ऐड नहीं किया गया।
BJP says that it is the Congress government. This is something that we have said before, but now it's the Congress government that's in power here. So then you could have done the investigation the way you wanted it, the way that you wanted, whether you wanted to see the circumstances around it as well. So why didn't you do it? So the BJP is now accusing the Congress party of only using the issue for politics, not really wanting to get into the details of what actually happened.
See, I do not think so. If the investigation has happened over a period of 8 years and the Congress government came into power for the last 5-6 months only. So how do you say that it was because the report actually came out in November and only the finalization process has taken place? So in the fact that the Congress government has agreed to reinvestigate the report itself gives some hope to the students and to the community, which still till today remembers Rohit Vemula and takes inspiration from the struggles of Rohit Vemula and other Dalit scholars who are here. So, but the point is still BJP, it gave ammunition to the BJP, but at the same time, BJP calling Congress government, this is like what is that saying? Like pot calling the kettle black. Yeah, that is the same thing that is happening, which is very much condemnable.
Okay, all right. So you're saying that this is an investigation. The Congress government is ready to reopen the investigation. So that itself proves that their intentions are in the right place at least. So we are happy about that. But in the campuses as well, even though it's been 8 years, I'm sure it's still in discussion. Have the students discussed on what may have gone wrong? Because being in the university, I'm sure you know a lot more than what has been covered. What would you want to say?
Can I repeat?
What do you think about the case? Just say that.
The case investigation took more than 8 years. It clearly says that the delay in the justice, right, from back 8 years till now, the case was manipulated into the many ways. The actual things which was happened then, it was manipulated into.
But it's manipulated by whom?
It was completely manipulated by politicians who wanted to deny the justice for Dalits and Bahujans.
The invisible force, you're saying that the BJP government, but it's the Congress government in power here that has filed this closure report. What do you think has happened?
Can you repeat the question?
The Congress government in power here, they have filed the closure report. What do you think has happened?
Actually, it was not the Congress government. The file was closed. Actually, the file was submitted to the High Court during the BRS government. Congress government is in power here for the last 4 or 5 months. So Congress immediately came out and made it a point that it's not the Congress, it's the BRS, and Congress has again actually launched another investigation. They are saying that there has been malpractices going on during the investigation. So Congress will again investigate the whole matter.
So who's denying justice in this case?
It's very evident, BJP only. BRS and BJP in the at the national front. Like it's not particular to HCU. Like be it JNU or any other campuses, anywhere the students rises in resistance, this is what they do. Either they put them behind bars. Let's take the example of Umar Khalid or Sharjil Imam. What are they? They are the symbols. They're the symbols put behind the bars so that tomorrow when other students dare to rise against the policies of BJP, immediately the names of Sharjil Imam, Rohit Vemula and Umar Khalid comes out. That's why this is how to crack down This is a template to crack down on resistance.
Okay, template to crack down on resistance and the student politics that India was once known for. Is that how you see it as well? That India politics, the student politics was so active in India, but there's a systematic crackdown on it that's happening?
Yeah, when you're coming from an university like Hyderabad Central University, a report that was just submitted or given by the High Court 10 days prior to the elections, the parliament elections that are happening in Telangana, it just shows once again that the BRS and the BJP are together. The DGP has himself said that the report was submitted to the High Court prior to November. That was almost in September, I guess. And the report was majorly focusing on the caste of Rohit Vemula. He hails from Guntur. Guntur is in Andhra Pradesh, and there the collector has already given an SC certificate to Rohit Vemula, but there had been an again request because Rohit Vemula's mother, Radhikamma, she is a Congress supporter. As you know, she had walked with Rahul Gandhi in the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and Rahul Gandhi himself had come to the university twice, in support to the solidarity of the movement. And Rohit Vemula Act, that the Congress is putting its manifesto, the Parliament election manifesto, it says that it wants to remove all the atrocities across SC, STs and all the minorities that are happening in institution. It is a clear-cut thing again saying that the BRS and the BJP are together, and the report was filed just 10 days prior to it was published just 10 days prior to the election. They just want to prove that Smriti Irani, the then HRD minister, or Bandar Dattatreya, or the Vice Chancellor, then Appa Rao, who is actually, he's named anti-Dalit, and everybody in the university knows that he's an anti-Dalit. They just want to save him, and and you know that the Congress government is in Telangana, so they want to damage something to the Congress, and there's a clear-cut agenda of the BJP.
So the students believe that these are going to be some of the burning issues that they think of when they cast their vote. These are first-time voters, like we mentioned. We're in the University of Hyderabad, outside the Hyderabad Central University campus, which was a scene of protests a few years ago. But the issue was opened up this time around before the elections. How much of an impact is it going to have in the elections? The students say that all wounds have been reopened with this report being filed, and this is something that they will always keep in their mind when they cast their vote. So this was our report from Hyderabad. With that, it's time for us to bid adieu. In tomorrow's show, our focus is going to be on Secunderabad. What is the ground situation there? Does the BJP have its support there, or will the Congress party wrest power from the constituency or not? After which, of course, we're headed towards Andhra, where the focus is going to be on the YSRCP wanting to defend its state against the NDA, uniting with the TDP and the BJP coming together. Watch our special report tomorrow. Until then, see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. sharp.